This company sells billions of burgers a year, and its real product is rent. Nearly $10 billion of it. But back in the mid-50s, McDonald's could barely pay its bills. Then it hired a man who didn't care about burgers at all. His name was Harry Sonneborn, and he told investors the quiet part out loud. We are not in the food business. We are in real estate. The mask came off that early. Here's why. The old deal paid McDonald's 1.9% of franchise sales, and half a point of that went straight to the McDonald brothers. Crumbs. Ray Kroc was selling a dream and starving on the math. So in '56, Sonneborn built a company inside the company. Franchise Realty. McDonald's would stop chasing burger pennies and start buying the ground under every restaurant. Banks wouldn't fund burgers. Banks would happily fund buildings.
The machine has two gears. Gear 1, McDonald's buys the land or signs the head lease, then subleases it to the franchisee at a markup. The gap in the middle is theirs. Gear 2, the rent formula, a percent of sales or a fixed minimum, whichever is higher. When stores boom, the rent climbs. When stores struggle, the floor holds. The ceiling never stops, and the floor never drops, and the lease came with teeth. Break the brand rules, miss the rent, and you do not just lose a contract, you lose the building. Compliance guaranteed by the landlord. All the plan needed now was scale. Fast forward to today. Over 40,000 restaurants, 96% run by franchisees, which means almost every store on earth pays rent to the arches.
The receipts. Last reported year, franchisees paid $15.4 billion. $9.8 billion of that was rent, nearly double the royalties. And a rent check has no kitchen to pay. It arrives almost untouched.
Add it up, and McDonald's carries about $42 billion of property on its books before depreciation. That's more real estate than most companies whose entire job is real estate. And land never calls in sick, never asks for a raise, which leaves one question the whole empire depends on.
So if the money is in the land, why sell burgers at all? Why not skip the kitchen and just be a landlord with a famous sign? Watch the queue outside.
A strong brand means a queue of people begging to become your tenant. Nobody rents a building to sell nothing, and a strong brand means no vacancy, ever. The Big Mac does the leasing agent's job. But being the chosen tenant has a price. For the operator, roughly 1/10 of gross sales goes out as rent, plus a 4% royalty. Not from profit, from sales. The landlord gets paid before anyone counts a profit. Those slices leave before wages, before beef, before anything. And McDonald's found a way to make them grow on their own. That's the trick behind the endless menu experiments. Every extra dollar a store sells raises the rent that percent formula collects. New items are not just food. They are quiet rent increases wearing a menu photo.
And in bad years? Food costs, wages, waste. That's the tenant's problem. The fixed minimum keeps rent flowing even when sales sag. The landlord is weatherproof. The tenant brings the umbrella.
So next time you buy a $6 meal, picture roughly 60 cents of it walking upstairs, past the kitchen, past the counter, into the landlord's tray. You never see the staircase. And the staircase isn't even the clever part. Sonneborn's blueprint outlived him. Gyms, hotels, car washes, a surprising amount of franchising quietly runs on the same trick. Own the dirt, rent it to your own brand's operators. Same sandwich, different logo. Billions of burgers a year, and every one of them is bait. McDonald's doesn't need you to love the food. It needs the store to pay the rent. The burgers feed the land. The sign says burgers, the books say landlord.
That was the machine behind the arches. If you want the short version to send a friend, it is on the channel. Subscribe. There are more machines to tear down.